What's up, gang? How you guys doing? It's Lieutenant Sal Blue here, 28-year law enforcement veteran and the author of the top 25 mistakes en route to the good life. And I am coming at you today uh, to bring you a couple of concepts, you know, a couple of concepts that I think, and these concepts are coming from my book, guys. A couple of concepts that I think will help you to become a better you, right? Help you to shape and mold and create the life that you want. And in doing so, guys, uh, push you toward some new limits, push you toward being uncomfortable, right? Because what I found is that when you begin to stretch yourself, uh, you begin to feel uncomfortable with certain things in life, right? Certain things that you are used to are about to change, or you're about to try to implement a type of change in your life. And only through change can you have a better life, right? You can't have a better life by remaining the same. You can't. You can't do it. Uh, what I found is that in life, if you attempt to remain the same, what you do is you begin to deteriorate, right? You begin to break down, guys. And I don't want you guys breaking down when it comes to trying to create the life that you want. I want you guys to constantly be growing and constantly be understanding that it is that move toward being uncomfortable that will help you to have the life that you want, the life that you need, right? The good life. So, I got a couple of things going on, guys. I got a book coming out in about 2 weeks called The Mentor Manifesto, and I'll have that live on Amazon for you guys. I'll be putting that out there for you guys. And it's accumulation of the questions that my mentors have asked me over the 28 years that have helped me to shape and mold my life to the life that I currently have today, right? And that is just a life full of joy and family happiness and just continuing to strive toward building a business, building a better me, and living life on my terms, right? And so that is what I'm attempting to do each and every day. And you guys are going to begin to be able to watch me on that journey, right? A daily podcast. I'll be putting my daily podcast out there, so you guys will be able to see my daily podcast on video as well as on audio. And I'll be talking about concepts from my book, concepts from things that I learned throughout my life, concepts that help me grow, mistakes that I make so you guys can avoid them all together, guys. And I'm going to tell you, right, I've made some doozies when it comes to mistakes, guys. And that is the last thing you want is to make doozy mistakes. And I'm talking mistakes that have set me back 5 years, 10 years. Okay, those are big mistakes, guys. Those are big mistakes that if the younger me could reclaim those mistakes, I would totally, completely walk away from it. Totally, completely walk away from it. So, guys, understand that when I'm talking about mistakes, I'm talking about big mistakes, guys. So, you don't want to make the same mistakes that I made because you will not have the life that you want for a long time coming. And that's not what you want, man. So, I'm going to get started in the podcast, guys. And as I get started, I just want to talk about a couple of concepts in my book about be yourself. So you guys on YouTube, you guys get the first-hand knowledge of everything that I'm talking about, some of the things that I have coming up in my business, and some of the things that I have coming up for you guys, some specials that I'm gonna put out for you guys, special discounts on books, videos, courses, all types of things. I'm gonna have some great offers for you guys. So I'm gonna be putting that out for you guys on YouTube. To grab up firsthand, I'm putting the links in the descriptions. So keep paying attention to those links, guys. Those links are going to get you some great discounts and some great bonuses uh, uh, for my content. So keep checking me out. So let's get started on the podcast, guys. What's up, gang? How you guys doing? This is Lieutenant Sal Blue, 28-year law enforcement veteran and the author of the top 25 mistakes en route to the good life, first and second edition, right? So anyway, today, what I'm talking about is another question that my mentors hit me with in my book, and this question really kind of rocked me back a little bit because it went against the norms, right? It went against what people were always telling me throughout my entire life, what my parents told me, what my friends told me, what my teachers told me, what everybody in my circle of influence constantly told me. It went against that, right? It went against that. And what is that question, you guys ask? What is that question? So as I look back and I think, man, oh man, what a sadistic sabotage you can do to somebody's life if you tell them this and you don't allow them to grow beyond this. So the statement that people made to me was, be yourself, do you, right? And so the question my mentor asked me was, what does be yourself even mean in a world of people who don't even know themselves, right? Um, you know, one of the, I can't remember the quote straight offhand, um, but the quote was that most people believe that they know themselves, right? And most people are wrong, right? And I'm not sure whether that was Charlie Munger or not that made that statement, but I've read so much these days that my statements began to just flow together. But I want you guys to understand that most people don't know themselves. And the reason why most people don't know themselves is because they don't take the time each day to sit down and write out their thoughts, right? What are they thinking, right? If you start to write out your thoughts every day, 15 minutes every day, that's all I'm asking you guys. 15 minutes every day to write out your thoughts of what you are thinking, you will be able to figure yourself out, right? Because it is, I'm not trying to figure out nobody else. It is difficult enough to figure out yourself, right? How you react to things, how your emotions, those deep rooted emotions that you need to pull out in order to create the life that you want. You have to dig deep into yourself, into your subconscious, into your mind, and figure out what is making you make certain decisions in life to create a bad life. What is making you uh, choose a certain mate in your life, you know, that's maybe toxic to you? What is making you to hang around a certain group of friends that aren't good for you, or a certain group of friends that want you to stay status quo? What is doing that to you, and how is that disrupting the goals that you have written down for yourself, right? Because I'm sure most of you guys have written down all types of great goals, lofty goals for yourself, because everybody knows how to write out goals, right? We all know how to write out goals. That's no different than New Year's resolutions for most of you people, right? You write out your goals, and you make a 5-year goal, 10-year goal, 20-year goals. 20 years from now, I'll be a multi-millionaire. Well, guess what? You don't have a goal for tomorrow. If you're going to be a multi-millionaire 20 years from now, what are you going to do tomorrow to set that up? What are you going to do in the next 24 hours to set that up? What are you going to do the next day and the next day and the next day? Because see, when you write goals, right? When you write goals, goals are specific actions you need to take for that moment, right? Specific actions you need to take for that moment. And in that moment, what you have to also realize is that that is the moment of change. That is the moment where you know that you have to do this action in order to move closer to become this person, because this person down the line is going to have the life that you want, right? And you've already did your research, guys. I hope you guys have did your research. You know, when it came to me writing out my goals, I didn't write out my goals specifically on what I wanted. I wrote out my goals specifically on who I needed to be, which directly contradicts what people tell me. It's be yourself, guys. You cannot be yourself and have what you want down the future, because who you are right now is a different person than who that person will be down the line. You have to change. I tell people each and every day,